Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this podcast. Wearing this with this hat hurts my head quite a bit. It's worth it though. It's worth it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep it going. I think this podcast, right? I'm gonna film 2 in a row. Oh my god, this one fucking kid is messaging me. Dude, this kid sucks. I feel like I gotta put on sunglasses, man. There's so much light. I'm so high right now. Light. Natural sun. Okay, let me respond to this fucking kid. Right now, let's just go through what we're talking about, okay? There's this one kid who's messaging me about he was asking me stuff, right? And first asked me about this girl I'm dating, then he asks me about my future plans with YouTube, and then he starts telling me about how he has this goal of where he wanted to save a certain amount of money to start a certain type of business. So I just start asking questions about it, and it's just like so stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Everything is just clearly just for my amusement. He asked me, I was like, just sounds fun, man. It's like, sounds fun. He's like, you being serious or sarcastic? I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, let's get into, wow, wait, I'm trying to have the right spelling here. Okay, so let's get into what I want to talk about. The title is Getting Back into Stand-Up, right? So, it feels like it hasn't been that long, but it actually feels like it's been forever, right? It feels like I haven't even done that. It feels like I was actually a different person at that time when I did that. And I just feel, why did I start off with saying it doesn't feel like it was a long time ago? Wow, I'm a liar. I think the last time I did it, right, I want to explain like why it stopped and then why and how I'm getting back into it and why it takes so long. Because I don't think I've ever even heard anybody really, I always say that, but I also never actively look for what I'm talking about. Kind of, you know? It's kind of also hard to find the thing you're looking for, like to search that exact niche thing. I don't know. It might exist, might not. Maybe it's just who gives a shit. So the last time I think I did it was February, right? And that was so long ago. Oh my god. And I think I actually posted. Well, I made a video about it because I bombed. But it was like a good thing. I had like a super good feeling about it and everything like that. And then I was going to go the next day and then it got canceled or like it was like snowing like so much or something. It was during the wintertime, February out here. Winter's terrible. So I couldn't go that day. So I was pissed, right? I was like, oh shit, I can't go the next day. So now it kind of now it's looking like I'm not going because I bombed, but I'm really trying to go. Like I was really trying to go. But just didn't work out. And then the next time I tried to go, then I think it actually got canceled because of the snow. And then, wow, I just got like really, really busy and then like life took over type shit. Other things got more important. I think mental health started getting bad and shit like that. So I had to nip that in the butt. Is it bud or butt? Nip that in the butthole and took care of that shit. You could go through this channel. I feel like I sound nervous when I talk. But I'm not. It's like I always feel me feeling that. Like I can hear the treble or like a trembling in my voice, but I'm not at all. Maybe it's because I feel like people can hear me, which is a stupid reason because I'm recording this to be shown to thousands of people in a perfect world. But got that all fixed, and then I was into finding an apartment mode, right? So I had to kind of like not relearn, but it just was like different, I guess. Just kind of having to look at things differently, I guess is the best way to talk about it or the best way to describe it. If you look, you could kind of see, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like there's not like a sudden change. I was actually talking to my girl about it, like the progressiveness of the channel of Wineboxpapi is like it's so gradual because there's so many videos, like 675 videos, which is fucking insane to think about that I've put that much work into it. Like that's a lot of videos, man. Like a lot of YouTubers don't have that many videos. But I don't even know why I said that, but that's just a fact. I feel like there's not that many people who just have hundreds and hundreds. I feel like a lot of people put out like, what always confuses me, I don't understand how some put out like a video every week or every other week or like once a month. I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm putting out like 5 to 7 videos a week. That's crazy. I used to put out 16 videos a week. That was insane. That was wild. I can't believe I did that. I did it off an iPad. iPad Pro. Yes. So what was I saying? I always feel like I have this crazy face when I'm like thinking. I'm also super high right now, so this is like my thinking face. So when I got everything fixed, I guess I kind of had to not really like relearn, but I just kind of like took a step back. And I guess I'm still taking step backs and still trying to see. Oh, I was talking about the progressiveness of the channel really quick. Ooh, caught myself there. There's like this change that is like so gradual, and it's so fucking weird. And I feel like right now there's finally, I stuck with it for so long of it going down, I guess, of me like just having my brain and my headspace be somewhere else entirely, of it going down. Not a dip, it's just a natural dip of me, and me trying to figure out, I'm still trying to really figure out and put some headspace into what I want to do for the future. Obviously, I think people could tell that I'm going in on this pretty hard. I want to start doing original comedy content, but that's where I'm starting to talk about this for, right? Because it would kind of intertwine with the stand-up comedy. I see. Like I like when I start talking and getting more used to it, more into the flow of like actually what I want to talk about. And then now when I become, it's so weird when I start thinking about it and become self-aware of what I'm talking about, I start to slow down maybe, or not. But like once I start thinking about whatever is at hand, is when it slows down or like gets thinking to me. Ooh, ass pizza. That sounds so weird out of context before I even explain. So we're gonna sit on it. Ass pizza. I don't actually really know what the fuck who he is. It's just some guy. I randomly came across a video of a guy where I saw like, I think it was like the picture of like the side of a tattoo, like his side of his head tattooed. So now I kind of want to get that. Like it looked real sick. Sorry, mom. Probably gonna do it. She's like, fuck. Right now she's like, I shouldn't have watched this shit. He's not kidding. Like he also has a tattoo on his face. Like it's just the way he talks, but it's just like this guy who just does whatever the fuck he wants, and like it's like this guy who makes crazy jeans and clothes out of repurposed clothing or anything really, but a lot of it I think that's kind of what I want to do. Like I'm looking actually for a couple more interns actually, so this could be a good clip. Vivian, my interner, is fucking awesome. Interner? Did I just say interner? Yeah, I'm just going to abbreviate it with V. That girl, Vivi. If you guys can see at the bottom of this video, in the description, the motherfucking thumbnail was created by her. Doing a great job. I've been super busy, so like she's been used to be coming like 2 days a week, but like pretty much just doing it through email and stuff. It's going super awesome, super dope. I also want to get somebody to help me with merchandise who can help me with repurposing some of the thrifted clothing. So I want to do the recycling thing. I want things to be one-off pieces. I have good ideas from them. I'm kind of going to be stealing off Off-White with the idea of changing up about 3% of the clothing, maybe more, to just make it a unique piece of clothing with lower overhead, but like more hands-on work. I want to find somebody to control camera angles for my new podcast that has guests. These could be like little paid, like paid little, or not at all, depending type shit, you know what I mean? We could work it out, but the person could be mic'd. That would be preferable. Somebody who doesn't suck on the controlling the switchboards, maybe researching some stuff, controlling, like just listening to the audio like I am right now, so I don't have to like focus on switching a lot of things and doing that. They could do that. It'll be fun, type shit, because I'm awesome to talk to. It'd be a good time. Alcohol provided. Definitely not marijuana. So that would be dope. Am I looking for anybody else? I do want to make skits with people. I do want to do that. I want to write with people. I don't know. I want to find let's get back into the comedy thing. So the stand-up. I feel like you need to have your head fully, at least for me. I don't know about any fucking body else, right? So this is just from my perspective of things I do, but especially when it comes to stand-up, to me, that is something that is so draining in a good way, right? It just takes so much willpower or so much brain power, I guess. Even though like my mind always is thinking like that, like I have to either like be like, it feels like I have to either be analytical, like in this type of mode that I'm in right now, or switching, but it is kind of intertwined as well, which it can be on stage, kind of, but more on the funny side. But I feel like I don't know, I just have to put so much, or maybe I'm just like lying to myself. Is that an excuse? I don't know. Like putting so much effort into it. I feel like it is hard to do though if your mind is really focused on other things. because it's something that takes so much time and effort for such, there is no reward for a while, right? It's kind of like a beginning YouTuber. If you are a starting YouTuber, you probably know what I'm talking about. You're probably angry at something. I never was in the beginning, but I see that trend quite a bit. I think that's always a trend with creative people who are starting something in the beginning, in the dip of shit. To me, my guess, it's usually people who aren't good, and they're just trying to do it because they think they should do it, or they haven't found their voice or niche yet, and it's not coming naturally. So I guess I should probably I do take my own advice, right? I'm talking from my own perspective of what I did with YouTube, because I have my own YouTube channel, or my older YouTube channel, which was kind of like this, trying to teach, but it was just coming from a place of like, while I was still learning, so it wasn't natural. So now I can just speak without even having to recall. Like, I used to have to write scripts and stuff and try to, like, it was so just not me. Like, everything's so improv. I can't even, like I said, I can't think. I'm not good with that. Like, actively thinking, it's more of like passive and kind of trusting what you learned or what you have, or trusting yourself, and like trusting the being funny and trusting the stuff you learned type shit, to talk about it from a place of like conviction. And is that even like saying it with conviction, but saying it what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence, right? And like, hopefully it being your own idea and tested, right? Against possibly looking at the opposing idea, because a bad thing, I'm really going off topic, but this is my fucking podcast. A bad thing is to have something, this is at least something I've learned, and I'm trying to, this is actually kind of funny how it's kind of an idea I heard that I would like to think is an idea, but it's not, an idea that I even agree with. Let's see. The ideas that you have, like, do you even agree with those? Are those ideas true, or did you hear it from somebody you look up to, or did you hear it from somebody and it sounded right or better and you stuck with that as the truth, right? Like, have you tested it? Have you put it against things? Especially the testing part, though. That part, I think, is super weird. It's actually kind of annoying with people, because a lot of the people, at least for me, who I talk to, where was I trying to go with that? Let's see. That, because I just felt like a roadblock, because it felt kind of almost offensive, because like, it's just different, because it's not like annoying, but it's like, I guess maybe people who like, I don't know. I feel like I was just about to bring up people who ask for advice, but I don't really talk to those people in person too much. Not really sure where I was trying to go with that idea, but that sounded like a good snippet. This always happens where it just like crashes at the end, and I just kind of forget and lose my train of thought and try and go into a new one. I feel like I'm always like, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Because I start thinking about something else. I catch on to ideas, like quite a bit, and latch onto them, I think. Or maybe when I'm high, I do that. I'm not sure. It depends. It depends on the mood I'm in, because sometimes when you have like ideas that you latch onto them, then you have to like it takes you away from your day. But then if you have this momentum type shit, you can get things done. Like, that's crazy, having like a lot of momentum without having to think. And like not. Have you ever gotten to that point where you don't have to try and pick between a fattening food and a healthy food? It's not even a part of you anymore. It becomes like the habit is settled in and it's deep, right? You'd have to try to get out of the habit, and you'd be so aware of it, and it would feel bad. Whoa, that'd be cool to get into that habit of getting back into the stand-up, because that is such a character building thing of what I was saying of it having no reward, with the same thing of in the beginning of a YouTube channel. I feel like I'm a rapper. This is so fucking cringe. That me saying it was cringe in my opinion, but because you are spending so much mental energy and so much time and so much looking at the world differently on purpose, right? Which is also difficult. And you're trying to not look at it civilian, which I guess is, I feel like a pompous term, but also true as fuck. I'm trying to think of even how to define that. Let's look this up really quick for my own sake, our sake. See, now I'm just seeing things pop up for the military. I don't think I definitely didn't make this term up. I think I'm mixing the term up with the military word. I think maybe I'm looking for more of like a public, like if the public, you don't want the public to get the idea. You want them to understand the premise, but you don't want them to get the punchline, or like you want to take them down the road that makes them laugh, because that's what one of the laughter triggers, or one of the things that causes laughter, something like that, is people like, they just didn't expect it, right? And that just makes people laugh type shit. Let me check these texts really quick. It's probably from this stupid fucking kid. I said, why would I be sarcastic? And he said, sorry, my bad. Dude, should I be like, you're a beta bitch. Dude, why are you saying why? We're going through this together, guys. Why are you saying sorry? Bro, why do I feel like I'm talking to a girl right now? Dude, that's the worst. Is it the worst? I'm like, it's weird. Like, I don't text people like that. Like, I'm usually just responding to fans all the time. Hit me up. Wineboxpapi everywhere. Not more Carsky. Wineboxpapi everywhere. Some of the homies, not some. It was recent, actually. One of my friends was like, I wonder if he's going to get mad at this, but I'm not going to say his name right. Was like making me feel like I was like talking to a bitch. I was like, dude, you make me feel I'm talking to a girl right now, bro. Like, are you arguing with me? Are you bringing something up to me that's argumentative? Bitch? All right. Force of habit? Dude, this dude said saying sorry is a force of habit. A dude just said that. Okay, but I guess, yeah, it would just be something that people that the public usually wouldn't come up with, or somebody that a normal person wouldn't come up with. Right? I can't really think of an example right now, but I think, like saying like, oh, anybody could think of that joke. Oh, like here's a good one. Like, I have this new futuristic cologne coming out called Elon Musk. And that's like a civilian joke, in my opinion. So, what the fuck? Yeah, so to me it takes up a lot of headspace, because you kind of have to look at things, right? Everything. It depends how deep you want to go into it, I guess. Or maybe this is just how I see it. Like, can you even like... To me, it doesn't feel like you can just dabble in it, or at least maybe I can't dabble in anything. I kind of have to go all in something, and that kind of makes other things more difficult, like relationships, in my opinion, because everything... This is just like for me to talk. This is weird, because like relationships seem, at least in my opinion, like they do add to it, right? And it's different, but it doesn't feel like it adds to the career at all. I feel like it takes away from it, which is super concerning. Not to me. That's weird. See, this is right now where I'm having this kind of like, I'm just saying the concerning part because I feel like that's what should be concerning, but like everybody's different, right? Clearly I am, and that's what would make me happy. It's just like, I always try and dabble with this. I always think on this is like the stepping back from work and trying to have more work-life balance, and I don't like that. I don't like the life. I think I actually talked about this on a podcast. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera enough, but this is just how I think, so I don't give a fuck. And you can't even see me if you're listening to this everywhere but SoundCloud, because I'm not paying for that shit yet, like unless you guys want to go there. But once I started doing the iTunes is like the most listened to, and then Spotify, obviously. Right after I started doing iTunes, SoundCloud dropped almost to 0 plays. And it was like in the triple digits, which was hilarious. I was like, fuck this shit. But I feel like, I don't know, with all things I have to go all in. I just went on that weird tangent, but I think that's kind of a good tangent, because I think it's somewhere, I wonder if people can notice this. It's not for people to notice this, but it's more of something that I kind of just learned, actually. So there's this thing I learned from Gary Vee. I always try to link things with Gary Vee, but I always forget. If I try and link things, I'll forget it. So just kind of watch him and absorb everything type shit. He was talking, because anything he talks about, even if it's to a business conference of people, he's going to have snippets of things you could learn and take from. I'm like implementing a lot of things from his channel that I think, I don't know, the channel's just progressing really well comparatively off of minimal effort changes, which is really, really smart. Working smart, not working hard. Bros. Now I feel like I'm firing off some good fucking snippets here, G. Like he said, some girl he knows, some woman who has her own business, wants to be at home more, but whenever she's home, she's like checking emails and shit like that, and like always trying to work and wants to work, and it feels like she's not being a good parent or something like that. But what she really wants is, she's just on fire right now and really just wants to work. I guess it's just me talking out loud for other people to see. maybe they feel the same way. Maybe this is also on their mind. Maybe it's just on my mind, which is important, right? Just speak your truth, speak what's to be talked about. I mean, it'll come up again. Obviously, I think that's something that's important. I'll probably be asking people when I go to Cali August 15th to 19th if they want to talk about what they think of work-life balance, what that means to other people. Like, I'm the type of person who can't relax. I can't really do things that aren't work. They make me feel terrible. Not because there's just no ROI in any fashion, in my opinion, of most things. To me, there's no ROI of happiness. I guess there's no ROI of productivity, but that's, to me, that's just how it should go, you know, because the things that I like to do can also be, and that I'm good at, are good and give a good ROI all around of happiness, productivity, monetarily, everything. Brings me everything, right? What I'm doing right this second has brought me everything you're looking at and everything I'm talking about. So to ever try and take a step back and look at it, I mean, it's good to do that, right? Even if it brings your happiness down a little bit, right? Like if I was to just go hang out with my friends more than I do instead of working, that's why I started maybe a podcast to talk to people more. Do you see what I'm saying? And just, this is gonna be a long ass podcast. I don't give a fuck. I really, really enjoy this. Like, I'm going really hard on this channel, and I don't feel like, it's not even like, because I'm like, yeah, man, let's get the subscribers up. It's just like, I just want to fucking do it. It's just so fun. It's so different. I feel like I'm good at it. I feel like it's a skill people lack. I don't know. Is that pretentious? Is that me just, I look at other podcasts. I don't know. Like, I don't really watch mine. I just like to talk, and maybe it's just therapeutic as well. And it seems like the response is good, but it's also not what I look for. I mean, if the response was so negative and terrible, of course I would change it. And, you know, I'm not stupid, right? You know, within reason. Writing things down is really important for me just to brain dump, because I ruminate on everything. Like, if I'm reading, I'll start to ruminate on the idea that I just got, but if I write it down right away, I can progress back onto reading, and it feels like it leaves my mind. But I think, why did I just sing like an Indian? Wow, I'm getting way too comfortable. I just like hearing my fucking voice. I just want to buy more of these for my new podcast with people. These are so expensive, dude. This microphone's $400. That's why I fucking touch it so much. So, yeah. Okay, let's get back onto the topic, guys. Of the going in, like, because to me, it's more of like, it's kind of like, so with the Wineboxpapi and stuff like that, in my opinion, to me, it is now kind of effortless. It's just kind of me. To me, it is. Like, I don't have to really, there's no real, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the podcast feels like I'm going through a new test, or I'm trying to try something new out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm being challenged. Not in a bad way over here. Of course, I'm trying to add in challenge by doing original comedy things like I'm talking about. But I feel like stand-up is so challenging to even people who have been doing, you know, of course, I think people like Louis C.K. eventually can get to a rhythm where it becomes easy. I think you could become so seasoned that you just say the things with the punchlines and the trained, what's that called? Learned spontaneity. Ooh, that's the hardest part to me, in my opinion, of doing stand-up, is to learn spontaneity. It's like acting and pretending like you just thought of it that moment, or kind of like, you know, like when you think of a stand-up bit, you don't think of, you might think of it on stage, but then to do it again, to get that same laugh, you're going to have to do it like it's the first time you did it, or more, right? More oomph type shit. Because, like, to me, when I see people go on stage, it's kind of like this, right? Joke. Just joke. Nothing, right? Joke. And they're just like, I've seen people blame, and they would blame the audience, right? I've seen people be like, the crowd, which is like funny, but the crowd was just a bunch of comics, right? Just, it seems like the people sometimes, at like open mics at least, it just seems like they don't care. It's just kind of more of like, I think I'm funny, my homies think I'm funny. And that's where it ends, right? That's not good. I know people who think that they're like, yeah, I'm funny for my friends. I'm like, that's not good. That's really bad. Really, really bad. Look at this fortune cookie thing. I got the fortune. You have a knack for making friends wherever you go. That's painfully true. And it seems like, I don't know, to put in, to really go for it, it takes real fucking deep human effort, because to me, I think it might be one of the hardest things on earth, right? I think if people have heard what Jerry Seinfeld has said. Put a Snapchat of it on my, Snapchat, Instagram type shit, and a couple people responded. I think somebody was like, he sounds so dumb, this dude's an idiot, because Jerry Seinfeld said stand-up comedians are the most judged people on earth. Literally, right? That makes sense if you literally think about it, right? He's super literal type shit. Like, he means you're judged every 12 seconds, because like if you don't have a joke, if you don't make them laugh every 12 seconds, it starts going downhill real fucking quick, right? Like the air gets sucked out of the room when they start, because they're the judge and the jury, like they'll kill you. It's you against everybody, right? And they'll turn on you super quick. And that's what he meant. And I think it's just so, because it's like you write this whole thing, like this whole everything, and it's just this whole weird idea. First, you're grabbing a mic. It's just this whole thing of just the idea of just grabbing the microphone, which shows that you think you're the funniest person in the room at that moment, right? You have for the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna be the funniest person here. Are you though? Right? Like once are you ready for that adrenaline to hit, and then for you not knowing that makes your memory go away type shit, and I keep saying type shit a lot, but like you forget stuff unless you drink a lot of caffeine. Caffeine helps with the adrenaline. But like just things you don't expect, because like especially it's a majority male thing, and I think because like for the first 5, I heard some comics talking about this, for the first 5 times going up on stage, it's harder for men than it is women, because women are used to being looked at and men aren't. And I think this is super interesting, because I kind of not subconsciously, but I kind of make this active thing of people wanting people to look at me when I'm out in public. Like I wear some crazy shit, man. Like I wear that the Christian Dior visor, man. I wear this big orange vest, people looking at me all the time. I wear like a bulletproof vest out to like loud, people staring at me all the time. Kind of used to it, right? Which I think is a good thing, especially as a male who wants to get into a performing art. And I think, but that's just so, and it's like an older art too, and it's hard to get out of the house nowadays because you can do so many things inside. And it's just this whole act of like, especially maybe, I don't know, is it harder? I was about to dabble in, is it harder for somebody in this, who's grew up during this era versus somebody in an older era, because of we're more inside and more onto our phones with less human interaction? I think that might be correct. So I think the barrier to entry might be more difficult, even though I do test out jokes, and I feel like I am getting more and more seasoned every single day. I keep having this thought of like, bitch, I'm like Google, right? When the later you find me, the better it's going to be. But true though, that was like a Google thing that they thought that they would say, and then so cringe, but like true. But I think with setting up the apartment, moving, having my mindset on that, there's just a lot of things that take my mind away from, that would have taken my mind away from thinking about stand-up and writing naturally and flowing and stuff, I guess, and having the things come natural, I guess. And maybe just being able to make an active decision of using that willpower energy towards that, because to get settled in, it is a little bit, it's just, you gotta get settled in, just different, super different, trying to learn life of being on your own type shit, figuring it all out. And then, and it's just, I guess putting the energy into it. So I think getting back in, it just takes a lot to get back, not to get back into it, but it takes a lot of brain power, at least for me, because I care about it and I want it to, I don't know, but I just got to get back to doing it. So I'm going to be in California in a couple days. So it's got to be after that. And this stuff takes up time too. So right now, like I haven't even edited the comedy video for today, and I got another podcast to do after this. And I got to make dinner. I got to walk the dog. I want to work out, right? Like there's life things. And then you got to write. And then tomorrow you'd want to go. And if my homies want to hang out, I want to see my homies. Because you need a little bit of work-life balance, right? You don't want to go insane, but you want to also work a lot. But then, like, you have to decide to go tomorrow. If you want to, like, when are you going to, so you can write, like, then you have to practice again, and then you have to, like, see, this is how I look at it. Like, it's not good to think of the day-to-day. It's just good to, I don't know. I don't really know how to think about it. I have to, because I also don't know how to do it, right? Because I'm trying to think of, like, because I want to do where it's more improv, like my YouTube, and just like this, right? Nothing's written. I have no prior idea of what I'm going into for any of this. I just have that overarching idea of just, today I just wanted to talk about stand-up, what we're talking about right now, and then all those other things came about. But up there, it just feels like a whole different thing, because it's not, this is completely different. There's a whole different energy, expectation, everything. It's hard to also look at it as fun if you take it super seriously. You get in your head, there's all these things that culminate and that you kind of can think of, and I can kind of bring up at any moment, right? Of course, the hardest part of doing things is just starting it, right? Like the hardest part of writing would be to just start. That's like, the thing. The hardest part of doing things is just doing it, just starting it, right? That's why people are like, just start reading for 5 minutes. You'll probably read a little bit longer. Just do your homework for 5 minutes. You'll probably just fucking finish it. Do 1 push-up. You'll probably do 10. Probably end up doing more. You're like, I most fucking will. I'm down here. I already started, with momentum and things like that, it becomes easier and just becomes easier over time. But you can also look at the bad or the good side of it, right? Of knowing how much hard work it's going to be and how much humiliation, no matter how good you are, right? Because everybody will, because you will bomb, you will have a bad time. You are going to be on stage. It is humiliating. Even if it's not bad, you're going to be humiliated by yourself, thinking of something embarrassing you might have done that people didn't even notice, but you're going to humiliate yourself in your own mind and be embarrassed and think about it and ruminate on it. Or maybe it's just me, but I think that's a natural human trait. Or you could look at the good thing of like, ooh, this is just what it takes, and I'm excited to grow and learn from this. Like, yeah, that's what I'm going to grow. The second after that happens, I'm going to be a better person, literally, right? Every time you try and work on the thing you want to do and get better at it and put more of yourself out there to more eyes and people, the more content you create, more ideas you make, and like the harder the barrier to entry and the harder the thing is, the better you become, right? Especially if it's something you're super afraid of or something you want to do that kind of feels like that's calling out to you, and then something that felt super right that you progressed at super quickly. I'm talking really, really fast right now. That's crazy. But just because I think the mind, like just feels like it's probably correct. You look at all the good things too, right? But then you could also just think about it and not do it, and then make podcasts about it and not do it. You got to do it, right? But then you got to go, I got to work tonight. Rather than be tired, see? Then you got to go to sleep because then you can't stay up late because then you can't work as well tomorrow. Because today I woke up late because I went to bed late, you know what I'm saying? So the goal is after August to start. I'm going to start writing, right? I want to start performing November. Watch it be January. Do it a whole year. Maybe it might be a whole year. That'd be funny. That'd be fine. I'm in no rush ever. Even though I did move out here for that, I think it's a matter of time. It's not good to rush things. You don't want to look like a fool. You want to be not at the right time, but I'm not the type of person who would wait for the right time. I know when the right time is right for me. I think a lot of people lie about that. I think a lot of people would just sit and procrastinate. I procrastinate on things that don't matter, but with other things, I know when to at least start. Like with the podcast, I knew when it was the right time to start with people again. I could be wrong, but it doesn't fucking matter because the content's good. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening everywhere except for SoundCloud. I appreciate all of you so fucking much. If you like this content that I'm bringing you, I think this channel's about to be monetized, so share this content around. Tell your friends about it. Like, I would love for this channel to take off. It'd be super cool. I'm going to be putting in a lot of work for this. I mean, I'm not getting paid to do this channel. This is just purely for me. Like, for me, I like doing this. And for you, hopefully, it seems like you guys like it. But if you want more of this and more of the content on Wineboxpapi, my main channel, we're about to hit 72,000. I really would love to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. I doubt that's going to happen because that's not going to have number goals that you can't control. It's just fun though. It's just a fun thing to see if we could do it because the subs are going up pretty good. Like over 219 yesterday. Oh, dog. That's crazy. It hasn't been like that in a while. Feels good. Feels like a YouTuber again. Feels like it's exciting again, which is weird. Which is weird, because I was kind of in that little rut again. I guess maybe it was like the 8th dip in a row, right? You go through 3-month dips, I would say, or something like that. Maybe when you're going snow plowing through things and you have momentum, maybe you don't have the dip. That's fascinating. But then eventually when things plateau naturally, the dip occurs and you notice it. Oh, that might be correct. And I think I'm just getting out of that one right now where the creative juices are flowing. Things are coming together super well, in my opinion, so I'm super excited. But if you want to help support me as a human being, as a creator, and as an artist, a sex symbol, patreon.com/Wineboxpapi. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome for that little tidbit at the end. Little bonus round. Start making note cards, flashcards. Test coming up next week. Mwah.